I'm John Thornton Jr. with HELD. We're a nonprofit that gives money to people that need it. We give money to people that need it because we know that everyone has some basic needs in their life that they can't meet without money. You know, money can't buy happiness, but happiness can't buy groceries. And so when people have the money that they need, they tend to spend it on the things that they need, and then that allows them to take the next step in their life.
I'm Brian Cayley. I'm the first recipient of income from HELD.
Brian was the first person that was ever referred to HELD to begin receiving guaranteed income.
In July 2023, I was referred to HELD's Guaranteed Income Program.
Brian was 19 at the time in July of 2023. Brian was living on the streets. He'd been out there for about 6 months. He moved to Greensboro because his parents kicked him out of the house because he's transgender.
After I got kicked out, the first full day after, I found the nearest library and headed there because I love libraries. I would usually sleep outside the library, but then I ended up going to across the street and sleeping outside the Children's Museum. I'd usually wake up around 7 or 8, then I'd probably wait for the library to open because it usually opened at 9, I think. Depending on the day, I would go to a soup kitchen for dinner. Then I would sit on the steps of the Children's Library till I was tired enough to go to sleep. I had a sleeping bag and I would put it on some cardboard so it wasn't right on the concrete. If it was raining hard enough, the water would cover the whole area. During the day, I would have my stuff in trash bags. I would go down to the park and sometimes when it was getting colder, I would get stuff from lawn service and just hang around there sometimes.
In July of 2023, we began providing Brian with $833 a month, as well as regular check-ins with our participant support specialist, Toby Kryzon.
At first, I didn't understand what guaranteed income was. They told me I could spend it on whatever I wanted or needed or anything. Getting the money when I was homeless was helpful because I could get food, I could get new shoes, I could maybe, if the weather was really bad, stay the night at a hotel. I could pay some bills. So I found out about HELD through Goodwill, through my caseworker, because we would meet sometimes and she'd be like, oh, I found this program and I think you're a good fit.
In our first 2 years, our first 2 core partners here in Greensboro have been Triad Goodwill and Step Up Greensboro. Each of those organizations referred 4 people to us, and we began providing all those people with $833 per month for a year for $10,000 total. Through those partnerships, we've witnessed people weather injuries that had them out of work for a while. We've witnessed someone go back to school and use the money for community college while she looked for a job that was more conducive to what she could and couldn't do physically. 6 months after he started receiving guaranteed income from HELD, Brian moved into his first apartment. He's now working, he's taking the next steps in his life, he's figuring out what it's like to be on his own, supporting himself, and doing what it is that he wants. He loves gaming, and he's actually gotten involved in a roller derby league, and is making friends that he didn't know that he could have before. Brian and other people like him are the reason that we do what we do at HELD.
I think people should support HELD because it changes lives, because it changed mine.
In our first 2 years through all of our partnerships, we've already given out over $150,000 to about 75 households. Throughout those 2 years, we have seen people that have moved from the streets into their own apartment, like Brian. We've watched people get jobs that they would not have been able to get otherwise, and we've watched people weather storms and get through setbacks that could have turned into an emergency and then could have turned into a long-term crisis. We've done all of that by providing them the money that they need to spend on the things that they need when they need it. In 2025, we're going to be focusing specifically on people that are homeless, people that need to get off of the streets and into a place of their own. We're going to be giving them $750 per month. We're going to give them $3,000 for move-in costs. We're going to help them find a place and get in. It would mean so much to me if you would consider giving to this project, because the more you give, the more people we can get into a place of their own. You can give on our website, heldgso.org/give.